Hey guys, Tay-Beeves here, and today we're going to be talking anime, and oh my god, there's a lot to talk about. I'm going to get talking about eight series here. So the last video I did was Rising of the Shield Hero, which is amazing. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. I think I went from fall to the spring anime seasons. There was that Shield Hero video in there, but you know, what have you. There's also me having a baby and things in there. So, yeah. And I'll say having a baby and watching anime is amazing because sometimes you gotta watch stuff a little quiet. You don't want to disturb them. And things with subtitles work perfectly. So I've been watching a lot of anime. And the first one we're going to talk about is Attack on Titan Season 3, Part 2. Has been going for a little while now. And it is really good. I can't remember, in season 2, it was starting to hit a lull for me, and season 3 was going really well. And then now this part 2 is like, there have been some insanely amazing episodes. So if you haven't got back into Attack on Titan season 3 yet, do it. Oh, you will not be disappointed. Oh my god. So good. Alright, anyways. I'm watching Attack on Titan, and it's still amazing. Get back into it if you've been away. And also, we still got going Black Clover. Really good. I really enjoyed the pacing of Black Clover. It seems like one major event into one major event, and they're really just progressing forward with the story very quickly. There's not a lot of weird filler in there where nothing is happening. I haven't looked on a filler list really for Black Clover. I haven't really felt the need to. I'm sure there's a few filler episodes and things in there a little bit, but nothing that's ever bugged me or has been off-putting. I mean, it's still been entertaining filler, the little bit that's probably in there. And yeah, so Black Clover, if you were immediately turned off just by like, I would say he's like a kid Naruto on crack, and he's just like yelling and screaming and super exciting. I was a little scared in the first couple episodes, but it gets so good. The recent addition of this character with the black face cover-up, he is so cool, and we get to learn a little bit about his backstory and all that stuff, and he's just a really cool character. And he looks like a badass, so if you haven't seen him in action yet, just get back into Black Clover. Highly, highly recommend it. And one has just started up, Demon Slayer, and this is really cool. I don't feel like I've seen a decent demon anime in a long time. It's got that traditional classic Japan vibe, you know, like the bamboo water thunk. I can't make that sound. I should have brought it up. But you know, and it's got that traditional Japanese vibe, which I haven't. Like, recently, I can't think of anything that really had that. And it's demons, so it's violent, and people are killing things, and it's pretty cool. So highly recommend checking out Demon Slayer as well, if you're into a little bit more of the violent anime. And, yeah, demons, classic Japan feels. I don't know what else to say about that. And these are all the animes I'm watching, and so obviously I'm going to recommend them all. There have been some other things that I tried watching and couldn't really get into. I can't think of any of their names, but I'm not watching them, so who cares, right? Fairy Tail, final season, yes. Oh, this is also very good. A lot of loose ends and storylines are being tied up, reconnected. Yes, and you can tell it's the final season because it's so good. It's still your classic fairy tale. Nothing's shifting too crazy. We got good pacing going on. It's just story. It's definitely, I mean, I don't really need to tell you to watch Fairy Tail. It's been going so long. If you're watching Fairy Tail, you're probably watching Fairy Tail. And if you've never watched Fairy Tail, highly recommend getting into classic show and anime. I'd put it up there with like, you know, Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball. It's just like a classic, and you should watch it. And my boy Saitama is back. I actually just got into One Punch Man Season 2 like 8 weeks into it, so I had a whole bunch of binging of One Punch Man to do, which was really cool. A lot of people said that the series was starting out slow with the first few episodes, or that it was completely different. It's not different. The animation style is slightly different. It's still One Punch Man. It's still Saitama, and like, just there are these few Saitama moments at the end of a couple of the first few episodes are just like cracking my shit up, especially if you're a gamer, because there's a little bit of some video gaming in there, which I really enjoyed. And of course, we're going to talk about Rising of the Shield Hero. I chose this image just because there's lots of images of like what's coming. But in the recent episodes, he just met Arc, whatever you want to call him. And there is currently a like double XP event going on, and so like a bunch of people are getting together and just grinding out levels, which is really cool because they talk about how it's like a video game, but this is not a video game for them. You know, it's their lives. And he didn't really have any experience with video games, or maybe not as much as some of the other heroes. But I don't know what to say about Rising the Shield Hero. If you've been watching and know how screwed over he's been, and you're behind a few episodes, you gotta watch it. It feels so good. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So this anime, from images and things, I didn't think it was something I was going to be interested in, but a friend of mine started watching it and recommended it. Wise Man's Grandchild. Now, if you look at some of the images, it kind of looks like, yeah, it's like your classic school anime, whatever. Especially if you watch the intro to the anime, it's very like slice of life, school-ish. The intro doesn't really show you much of what the show's actually about, but this show is intense. So it's all about, I'm trying to remember, I don't think everybody has magic capabilities, but there are certain people that, can use magic and become wizards and things. And the Wise Man's Grandchild, it's kind of like he is a student of like one of the greatest mages or wizards that kind of ever were. And he quickly you learn he is a super badass wizard on a level that nobody else has ever been before, and it's really cool to see him like, and there's jokes and things about like he doesn't know about how the real world works because he's literally only studied magic, and the little other nuances of life like going grocery shopping and things he'd literally never done. And you kind of learn the significance of the people that he's trained under, I guess, throughout the start, when other people start learning about him and mentioning these random people, and he's like, oh, you mean my uncle? Yeah, we used to buy. And they're like, holy crap, he's your uncle! Ah! But and then he's, like I said, he's super badass wizard dude. And then there is a it's not demons. I'm trying to remember what they call it. Maybe it is demonizing. But basically, you can focus, like, think of like powering up on DBZ, you know, like you're raising your energy, like, ah. Now imagine you're doing that with like your mana or your energy, and if it's like you're gathering it from a very negative place, you can become a demon. You see this more with like animals and things in the wilderness in the show, where it's just, you know, they're wild animals and they do have latent magic abilities, and just, I don't know, some of the animals are bad, and basically that's what it is there are people that will kill these demon animals, which is pretty cool. You look at it, you don't think there'd be these crazy demons and stuff, but there are. And then you learn about how he thinks of magic differently. Instead of like just making fire, he thinks about like the oxygen and everything that's fueling it, because I think he was I'm trying to remember. It's like the slime anime. Oh my god. Reincarnated as a slime. It's like this season's that, where the dude actually came from normal everyday life, but he had a big background in science, and of course, you know, he dies or something. I don't even remember what happens, because it's just like reincarnated as a slime, where it's like the first episode, dude dead, hey, we're in this magical world or whatever. So it is, if you liked the idea of that, of your second life, it's playing off that. That really doesn't impact anything at all, but it's just like how it explains why he thinks of things in a different way and why it makes him such a great mage. But all of these animes, highly recommend. I am just loving anime these days, and while I was looking for a wise man grandchild image, I discovered that I'm now behind an episode, so I have something to watch. So if you haven't checked that one out, that's one, I don't know if maybe it is super popular, or maybe that's not on everyone's radar. It really wasn't on mine, just due to the images and things, but I highly recommend it. I've rambled for enough, and the whole reason I made this video is because I was seeing really cool trailers for summer anime coming up. So there's some new anime coming this summer season that I'm really excited about too. So I'm going to have so many anime to watch. I don't know what I'm going to do. But thanks for stopping by the channel. Hope you pick something up out of this. And yeah.